Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacquelyn Atkins, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. Welcome back to my resurrected podcast. For those of you who are on my newsletter list, you will be aware that my podcast was just closed down by my host, Libsyn, without me knowing why. So I did a little bit of an about turn and decided, okay, that means I'm going to make more YouTube live streams, and which I am doing. But fortunately for you, my podcast listeners, gee, the birds are having a little bit of a song out there at the same time. Fortunately for you, everything was sorted out and I was informed why. It would have been easier if they'd informed me before they closed it, but after the fact, I found out why. I was able to resolve it. And so my podcast is back and happening. But it was good because that time stepping away, going, oh, okay, I'm not going to show up every week and do a podcast anymore. What will I do instead? It gave me a chance to get a new perspective, because the thing is, when something's working and you're enjoying it and it's flowing, that's not when you tend to come in and go, okay, I need to change something. And so if you listen to me on YouTube, I did a live stream about this and how that pattern interrupt gave me a chance to go, okay, is it really working for me doing a podcast episode every week? And I realized that it wasn't, because it's actually quite time consuming for me every Monday. Although I enjoy creating my podcast and I love showing up here and I love, the wisdom, the words that flow through me when I'm podcasting. I love being in that space. But there is quite a bit of technical stuff, which is something I've never outsourced. When it comes to my podcast, I've kept doing it myself because I actually enjoy it. So stepping away and going, oh, okay, let me find another alternative. Okay, I'm going to do more live streams on YouTube. So by the way, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go to youtube.com/Jacquelyn Atkins and make sure you subscribe, because I'm doing a lot more spontaneous live streaming there. Anyway, so I went, okay, I'll do more live streams. And then, of course, the podcast situation was sorted out, hence the resurrection of the podcast. Here I was thinking maybe it was done. But when I came back in, I was able to go, okay, what works for me? And I thought I want more fluidity around my podcasting. And, I talk about this all the time, about flow in your business as part of the new business paradigm. And even though I feel that there is flow in my podcasting, I was being still quite structured in my production of the podcast. And of course, that structure is important. But I've been podcasting 2 years and I've rarely missed a week, maybe a little bit of time off at Christmas. But I thought, hang on, I don't have to be quite so rigid. I can be a little bit more flexible, and it might be that I record a podcast episode every couple of weeks. It might be that I do some more sort of off the cuff, just with rather than my sort of big mic setup, I just use my lapel mic and do a little bit of podcasting from the beach, or, just bring a bit more fluidity, flexibility into it. So that's my intention for the Biz Alchemy podcast in 2023. And I must say, I am glad that this source was just not cut off from me. Sure, I could have gone to another host, but, I was listening. I was listening to the messages going, okay, what's going on? Why has this been interrupted? And I notice I'm much better at that now. I don't know about you, how you're finding, your observation of how you're reacting to things now. But I definitely do not keep banging my head against a brick wall the way I once would have. Like, I've got to make this work. I've got to make this work. I've got to make this work. I might go into that reaction initially, but very quickly now I can step back and go, whoa, okay, here's a message. Right, what is this telling me? And very often those messages are, get a new perspective. Get a new perspective. And often when we're down there in the trenches, it's hard to get a new perspective. And so that's why this podcast episode I've called Prepare Your Biz Energetically for 2023. And I've also called it that because that is the name of my petite retreat that I'm holding this Wednesday, the 14th of December. It's an opportunity to look at where your business is now. What's working, what's not working, but more importantly than that, really, I don't even know why I said that. No, we're not doing that. What we're looking at is what lights you up, rather than what's working. What lights you up? What feels effortless in your business? And how can you travel into 2023 with those things, leaving behind anything that is effortful, anything that is busy in your business, anything that feels complex, anything that brings a dense energy into your business. And we all have those stories. So that's what we're going to be doing, and preparing the business energy body energetically for the amazing energies that are coming through in 2023. And you're probably feeling them now, although right at this time that those energies feel quite disruptive. And you probably find things like what happened to me with the podcasting host. I mean, that was so left field. I just didn't see that coming. I didn't know anything about what I needed to do, which was just upgrade to their latest model and put my payment details back in. But I'd not been notified of that. So you probably find that stuff's happening. But instead of cursing and going, oh my God, is it Mercury retrograde? I think we've still got a couple of weeks before that starts. But instead of doing that, stop and go, okay, I'm being told here to get a new perspective. This is my opportunity to get a new perspective. So when those disruptors come in, let them disrupt you. Don't try and fight them. Don't try and put the pieces back together the way they were. Let them disrupt you. Because I think you'll find those of you on the journey with me to create this new business paradigm, which I did a live stream yesterday where I talked about how this new business paradigm is basically a higher vibrational frequency. That's what it is. Just like the new earth is us existing in a higher vibrational frequency. And it's a journey to get there. You don't just drop in. Like I talked about in episode 101, the magnetic marketing, we're still going between worlds. We're going between the old paradigm and the new paradigm. You don't just drop into the new paradigm, but you slowly inch your way in. And now and again, you might just take a bigger step, and then you might be on the spot for a while. But it's a gradual expansion into this higher frequency of vibration. Energetically right now, we probably are getting a little bit of a push in. And you'll find as you go into 2023, the energies are going to be huge. And I know astrologically towards, I think it's maybe the 22nd or 23rd of January, all the planets go into a forward motion. So there's no retrograde planets. And the energy at that point will be huge for moving forward. So we're in this space at the moment between now and then of really preparing ourselves. What are we leaving behind? What will not come forward with us into this new paradigm? And this is in your life as well as in your business. So this is what the petite retreat on Wednesday is supporting you with in your personal life as well as in your business. And you might have noticed in the last month or two, probably since the eclipses, you might have noticed that you actually, you've had some of those big disruptions in your personal life. I certainly had. I've had huge disruptions around my family with my mum, which I've shared here. My relationship of 8.5 years, we decided to end that. Now, saying that, it's not a normal relationship because we live on opposite sides of the world, but we haven't seen each other for over 3 years. And although we were holding on to the dream that we had of living 6 months in the Northern Hemisphere, 6 months in the Southern Hemisphere, that was our initial dream. And although we were still holding on to that, we reached a point of going, that dream's not going to happen now. That's not going to exist on the earth the way that the earth is now, the way, with all the shifts that have happened in the last couple of years. So that was a big one for me to let go of. But I also knew it was important for where I'm moving personally and for also where my business is. I mean, obviously we're journeying together. So you might have had similar big releases in this last couple of months. And I feel like in between now and January, there could be more of those. And it's hard and it hurts and there's loss and grief. But there's also a deep inner knowing that this is what you must do for your expansion, for your growth, for your evolution as a soul here right now in this 3D reality. So this is what the retreat is about. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can go to my homepage of my website, jacquelynatkins.com. You'll see a sign up link there. Or I'll also put the link in the notes for you to go directly to the invitation page. It's just $11. And don't worry if you can't be live. There are 2 times to choose from. But if neither of those suits you, you will still get the recording. And the recording will be powerful. I've had a lot of people register for this retreat, more than I normally get for my retreats. And actually quite a lot of people who are new to me. I'm not recognizing the names. And this is really exciting because it's bringing a whole new energetic frequency to the circle. So I'm very excited about that and feeling into the energy of the group. So if you feel that you'd love to be part of that group and this experience and this creation process as we create this amazing new paradigm together for our businesses, then I'd love to see you there. But just back to the topic momentarily, because I didn't just want to talk about the petite retreat. I was thinking this morning as I was having my walk on the beach about this preparing your biz energetically for 2023. And I was thinking about these cycles and the honoring of the cycles. And, regardless of where you are in the world, regardless of your beliefs, how you celebrate the holidays at this time of the year, this is an inward time, not in terms of, because obviously we're still very social. I mean, it's actually a joy-filled time. It's a connection time, which is beautiful because it's very heart-opening in that way. Even if it's just going out to Christmas parties and having fun, it's beautiful in that way. But as far as business goes, it is a time of the year when most businesses tend to go into hibernation. Okay, there's a closing down. And I think that happens probably even more so in the Southern Hemisphere where it's also summer. So we are coordinating sort of Christmas and summer break. And so, businesses can have to a month off easily because of that. So remembering that and remembering that a business does need its yin time as well, honor the yin time of your business. Make sure you are saying, okay, my business is definitely closed from this date to this date. I'm actually having 3 weeks generally off, certainly off clients, off doing my Insight Timer, off doing the podcast. I'm having a 3-week break from the end of this week. However, I'm still showing up next week to do a couple of things. I'm doing a solstice meditation for the ladies in the playground. I've got a couple of emails to send out. So I'll still be doing a couple of things. And probably the week before I come back, I'll be doing a couple of things because I imagine I'll be so inspired because you always are, aren't you, after a break and you're in yin space and that's when the creative energy moves through you. So those weeks I may do a couple, but the week sort of starting Christmas to New Year, my business will be fully closed in that time. So what I suggest for you is find the dates where you're going to do that. And as you close the business, do a ceremony honoring the business is closed. You won't be looking at emails or whatever it is. You won't be maybe even going on your computer. Decide what parameters are you going to put around that and really honor your business. A part of this retreat this week is also about honoring your business and what it's gifted you with this year. So really doing a beautiful little ceremony with your business to close it down for the year, to enable it to move into a yin space and ready for you to open it with the new year energy. So that's just a little recommendation that I'd like to make to you just to support you energetically, because it will give you that beautiful yin space in terms of business, and it will also support your business energetically. Finally, one other suggestion, something you might like to do before you close down your business for this year, or even maybe before you come to the retreat on Wednesday, if you're joining me there, is if you go back to episode 20 of the podcast, which is clearing your chakras, something like that. I forget the actual name, something like that. But it's actually a meditation for the end of a cycle. So it's clearing the chakras of your business at the end of a cycle. So you might like to go back and listen to that meditation and use that in relation to 2022. I think there really is a lot for us to transmute, a lot of the old paradigm energies. It's really important they're transmuted because they're denser and they are holding back your business from moving into this new business paradigm, which, as I said, is at a higher frequency. So going through that meditation will help release some of those energies and maybe even allow the things that are holding your business back to be revealed, because it can be hard to know what they actually are. And it might be simply asking your business to show me where. And okay, it might come in a disruptive way, like it did with me with the podcast. You can ask that it's not too disruptive as well. Remember, you can always put parameters around what you ask for, but it might be something you're not conscious of. And so use that meditation, use a connection with your business to ask your business what is ready to be released, because we're going to have a huge journey next year. We really are. We are going ahead in leaps and bounds in bringing through the energy of New Earth, embodying the energy of New Earth. And as I talked about in the live stream I did on YouTube yesterday, if you did want to have a look at that, it's, what did I call it? What exactly is the new business paradigm? Have a listen to that or have a watch of that. Because, I'm just talking about that in a little bit more depth. We are ready. We are ready to embody this higher frequency now. We are ready for our businesses to embody it. We are ready to really fully move into everything I talk about on this podcast. It's there. I mean, we're doing it. I'm saying we're ready, but we're also doing it. But next year, we will be really doing it. Like, we will be dropping into that space so powerfully, and we're going to find it harder to go back into anything to do with the old paradigm, with the denser energies that we have been existing in. It's a very, very exciting time. And I hope that you continue to journey with me in 2023, listening to my podcast, watching my YouTube live streams, or watching me live on Insight Timer. Please, if you're not on my newsletter list, join. It's jacquelynatkins.com/newsletter, because I also send extra information out to my newsletter tribe. I have lots of exciting things planned for 2023, and I'm not going to share them here. I'll wait till I come back in 2023 and share them with you. I'm hoping to do a lot more live events. I'm so excited. I want to share it now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hold back and keep a little bit of mystery around me. Sometimes I'm just so open and honest, and I just go blah, 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 blah. I'm not very good at holding things back, but that I will. But for now, I hope to see you on Wednesday at the Prepare Your Biz Energetically for 2023 retreat. If you're in North America, by the way, that's Tuesday evening. For everyone else, it's on the Wednesday. And if I don't speak to you beforehand, I won't say never, because you just never know. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday time, a beautiful Christmas, and enjoy the connection, enjoy the joy, enjoy the celebration. Have fun. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacquelyn Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, join my newsletter list at jacquelynatkins.com and check out my receiving channel on Patreon at patreon.com/Jacquelyn Atkins. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.